Good evening. Today, we're tracking a developing situation involving Chinese naval exercises in international waters near Australia, an event that has forced airlines to divert flights and raised concerns among officials on both sides of the Tasman. The incident began this morning when Emirates Flight UAE-3HJ, traveling from Sydney to Christchurch, received a direct warning from the Chinese military to avoid airspace near its naval operations. That warning, issued at 11 a.m. Sydney time, came just hours before Chinese warships were believed to have conducted live-fire exercises in the region. Now, air traffic controllers have issued formal guidance, advising commercial pilots to steer clear of the area. Major airlines, including Qantas and Air New Zealand, are already diverting flights out of caution. So, what exactly is happening? And how does this fit into the bigger picture of China's growing military footprint in the Pacific? The Chinese naval vessels involved in these operations were detected 340 nautical miles southeast of Sydney, operating in international waters. According to Australian Defence Minister Richard Marles, planes were already flying across the Tasman as China began its exercises, forcing them to rapidly divert from their planned routes. Meanwhile, intelligence suggests that the Chinese warships deployed a floating target, changed formation, and then reset a pattern consistent with live-fire training. However, Australian military observers have not confirmed whether any weapons were actually fired. In response, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Guo Jiaqan defended the drills, stating, "The People's Liberation Army Southern Theater Command conducted a far-seas exercise in a safe, standard, and professional manner, fully in accordance with international law and practice." But this lack of advance notice is what's raising concerns among officials in Australia and New Zealand. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese confirmed that he had discussed the issue directly with New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon this afternoon, along with Australia's Defence Minister Richard Marles and Foreign Minister Penny Wong. However, when pressed about whether this incident concerned him, Mr. Albanese responded carefully, saying, "This is activity that has occurred in waters consistent with international law. There has been no risk of danger to any Australian or New Zealand assets." But behind the scenes, there's growing frustration. Defence Minister Richard Marles later admitted that Australia was not given prior notice of the exercise, stating, "We became aware of the issue during the course of the day. China did issue a broadcast about its intentions, but this was picked up by airlines as they were actively flying across the Tasman." Marles further explained that while China's actions did not break international law, standard protocol *** typically calls for 12 to 24 hours notice.